Before I demonstrate the Reese notation structures you'll find in my edition of the Prelude, I want to say a few words about my bowing choices. I basically employ three bowing patterns here. The first, which I call the essential bowing, is derived from the Anna Magdalena Bach manuscript, 3 slurred 16th notes followed by 5 separate 16th notes. This pattern governs the first half of the prelude especially, but it is also important in the second half, particularly in the climactic final bars. Second, I use separate bows over 2 or more beats of 16th notes. This too is easily justified by the early manuscripts. Lastly, I slur 2 16th notes together like so. This is such a typical bowing pattern for string players. However, it is not found in and is therefore not justified by the early manuscripts. I'd like to think that the pattern 2 slurred 16th notes followed by 2 separate 16th notes is compatible with the spirit of Baroque bowing in general. And I do sometimes set this pattern right up against an expression of the essential bowing, which I think provides good contrast. Of course, providing contrast is one of the tools we use to make a piece of music more interesting for the listener. But if you prefer, this 2 slurred, 2 separate bow pattern found in my edition can easily be swapped out for a less controversial 3 slurred, 1 separate, or an all separate bow pattern. The first 4 bars of this prelude are all about the note G, specifically the open G string, which serves as a kind of pedal point. The effect is one of calm harmonic motion, not requiring much in the way of dynamic contrast. The first half of the prelude especially juxtaposes these pedal point-like bars with bars of seemingly improvised melody. The more melodic bars meander up and down through the high and low registers, and for the purpose of interpretation, as a starting point, it's not a bad idea to simply follow the musical line, dynamically speaking, crescendoing when the notes ascend, playing a diminuendo when they descend, also raising the volume in proportion to the interval for an upward leap, and lowering the volume proportionally in a downward leap. In general, I think the pedal point-like bars do not need to slow down into the melodic bars. However, the melodic bars should usually relax into the pedal point bars and then immediately a tempo at the next downbeat. Now let's take a look at the 2.5 bars before the fermata. Here you have kind of a mashup of the pedal point and melodic bars, where the melody is repeatedly interrupted both by the downward register leaps and also by the interval of these leaps, tritones, the interval which was historically referred to as diabolus in musica, the devil in music. The result is a gasping quality in this passage, which is pleasantly resolved at the fermata. I would suggest playing bar 21 with a little less intensity than bar 20, simply because both the highest and lowest notes in bar 21, the notes that frame the tritone, drop down a half step from G and C sharp to the lower tritone F sharp and C natural. fermata, we have these three ascending scale segments, each a bit higher than the last, so I'd say a crescendo is implied. These scales lead to a surprising, even a disorienting, burst of chromaticism before quickly returning to more straightforward harmonies. In the next passage, for contrast, I frequently juxtapose my two-note slur bow pattern with the essential bowing. As for the dynamics, again, it would not be wrong to crescendo through the ascending tones and diminuendo through the descending ones. This is all leading to a low D on the downbeat of bar 29, which doesn't have a fermata over it, but I play it as though it does. Preceding this low D is a descending D major scale. Now, it's not really natural to crescendo through a descending line. If you don't believe me, try singing one. But here, I would at least like to give the impression of a crescendo. So I begin the descending scale forte, diminuendo slightly for a few notes, then crescendo right at the end. This also invites a very natural sounding ritardando at the end of the phrase, because to the extent that crescendoing through a descending line is even possible, it requires a lot of effort. Now we have 4 descending scales and part of a fifth, each slightly lower than the last, so I think a diminuendo is implied here. After the first scale, I employ my two-note slur bow pattern, but for a different purpose than before. Notice that the first note of this passage falls on a relatively strong part of the bar. But for each of the next 4 scales, it is the second note that falls on a stronger part of the bar, the preceding higher note now acting like an ornament of the second note. I think that this ornamenting effect is highlighted by my two-note slur bow pattern. In bar 31, the final scale is interrupted by an ascending F-sharp A. I'm tempted to call this pair of notes a dyad, even though they are arpeggiated, not stacked. These two tones mark the beginning, and also on the downbeat of bar 37, the end of this extended bariolage passage. Here I think it is very important to discover patterns in the moving tones, the tones that climb or descend, as opposed to the open string notes. Identifying patterns will help you to correctly learn this passage and not get wrong notes stuck in your head. These are the patterns that I hear minus the open A's. Ascending D, E, F sharp. Then G, E, F sharp, D 3 times. Then ascending E, F sharp, followed by this ascending pattern. G, A, B, low D. A, B, C, low D. Then B, C, D, but this time with no low D. Now a descending pattern. B, C, B, C. A, B, A, B. G, A, G, A. F sharp, G, F sharp, G. Then a solitary E. And finally a reappearance of the dyad F sharp A to bookend the passage. Now 2 bars of ascending chromaticism, obviously a crescendo is implied here. And finally a transformation of the prelude's opening bars, the arpeggio now inverted from GDB to GBD. The pedal point has risen 2 octaves from the bass into the soprano line, hovering above the music now like a descant. The sound is full and grand. At the end of bar 41, a ritardando leads to the final G chord. Playing this final chord for 4+ beats as indicated is a real test of bow control. And frankly, I think it provides a good argument for playing this prelude at a fairly brisk speed, and that's probably what Bach intended. In any case, to me it sounds right to play the final chord a tempo, rather than continue with the ritardando, and this will also help somewhat in sustaining the chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. We roll from the open G, establishing the B with first finger and thumb. 2 equal points of pressure. Then we play open A and release those 2 points of pressure, although the thumb will continue to lightly touch the neck. And then we reestablish. Until here, release, and then reestablish the 2 points of pressure. Release. Grab hold of the E with the first finger and thumb, but the first finger is also holding down B on the A string. Notice that the portion of the first finger on the D string is slightly higher up the fingerboard than the portion holding down the B. Now I put my second finger down. The first finger is holding down 2 strings, but the second finger is only on the A string, and I release my thumb so that I'm only pressing 2 things at once. My first finger and second finger now. Now 1 thumb, 2, 1. 1 thumb, 2, 1, 1. Then we do the same thing again. Next bar, we grab hold of the F sharp with 3 and thumb. And then 2, 3, release the thumb. 1 thumb, 2 thumb, 2, 3 structure, 2 thumb, 2, 3 structure. Grab hold of the G with your thumb. That's because it was preceded by an open string. Have a clean exchange of 4 thumb structure for 1 thumb structure. Release, reestablish, and now 4, 3. 1 thumb, 4, 3. Now I don't write a 4 or a 4, 3 above those G's. It's understood. If you see a 4 over a T, that means the structure is 4 and thumb. But usually, 4th finger notes are going to be 4, 3. So in this case, there's nothing indicated. That means it's a 4, 3. So as we go on, we play the open G again, 4 thumb, B, 4, 3, 3, 2 with the relaxed thumb. Open G. Once again, first finger across 2 strings. Release and move the first finger over to only the A string. 4, 3. 3 thumb, 4, 3. 1. 4 thumb, in this case, because I want to go to a 3, 2 here as I shift to second position. 2 and thumb, which allows my first finger to position over the G string as I cleanly exchange 2 thumb structure. On D, raise my arm and go to 1 thumb structure on G. 4, 3, 3 thumb, 1 thumb. I play the C sharp with 3 and thumb. Drop my arm slightly as I play the G with 2 and thumb. And then this is a slightly unusual structure. 4, 2. On the A, then 2 thumb, which I hold as I play the open A's, then 3, 2 structure, 2 thumb, 4, 2. First finger across both the D and the A strings. Notice that the portion of the first finger on the D string is slightly higher up than the portion on the A string. 4, 3, 2, 1. 1 thumb, 2, 1, 4 thumb, I lean back slightly and establish the F sharp with 3 and thumb. I lean forward and bring my arm up as I put my first finger now over 3 strings, E, B, and F sharp. 2-1 structure, 2-1, 1, 2-1. This bar is difficult for intonation because the first finger on the D string, it's in such an unusual place on the finger. You're just going to have to practice it to get the intonation right. Now, 3-1, as I play open D and grab hold of the E with a slightly backward grasp. I grab hold of C sharp with 4 and thumb because I just played an open string. Then an X2-1, an already extended 2-1 structure on B. 1, 4-3, 4-3, 4 thumb because I just played the open string. 3-2. I lean forward and I grab hold of the D in second position with 2 and thumb. 2 equal pressure points. I release, I reestablish, I bring my arm up and I lean back onto the F sharp, 1 and thumb, 4-3, and then I shift. 3-2, 4 thumb, 3-2, 1. Shift up a half step and grab hold of the G sharp with my thumb and 4th finger. I shift back to the F, 2 and thumb, 1 thumb, and then I shift up a half step. I release both the first finger and thumb, and then I reestablish in this new position. Back to the B, up a half step. I bring my arm around and I grab hold of the C with 4 and thumb, and then a 1-4 structure with relaxed thumb. Open A, I bring my arm over to the A string level, grab hold of B with 1 and thumb, and then 2-1. 1 thumb, 4 thumb, 1-4 as I shift to 4th position. 4-3, 4-3, 2-1, and then 1 thumb. This is sort of an unusual structure. 4-1, 4-1, 4 thumb, 4-1, 4-1, 4 thumb, 3 thumb. 4-3 on the G, then 3 thumb, 1 thumb, 4-3. Then I shift up to 2-1 structure in the second position, and then a 4-3 structure. Occasionally, I'll put 2 finger structures right next to each other, but not too often. And then I shift back to 3 and thumb, 4-3, 4 thumb. I bring my arm around, 3-2. I bring my arm up to the C string, grab hold of F sharp with 3 and thumb, then 2 and thumb, 4-2, which we saw before. 3-2, 2 thumb, 4-2. First position, grab hold of the B with 3, and then a 2-3 structure. 1 thumb, 2 thumb, then a 3-2 structure. Every time I hit the G string note, I release my thumb. 2 thumb, 3-2. I grab hold of the G with my thumb since I just played an open string. 1 thumb, open, 4-3. Very subtle motion from 1 thumb to 4-3. Don't let the thumb go too far. F sharp with 3 and thumb, 2-3 structure. already extended 2-1 structure on E. 1. I played the C sharp with 1 and thumb, and then I lay my second finger across the 2 middle strings. Notice that the portion of the second finger over the G string is slightly higher than the portion over the D string. Then 4-3, and another 4-3. 1 thumb, 3 thumb, 4-3 as I shift back to the C sharp, and 2 across both the D and the G string again. 4-3, up a half step, 4-3, 4-3, A. Notice that first finger A on the G string is slightly, ever so slightly higher up the fingerboard than first finger E is on the D string. 3-2. I shift forward into the second position. I move back from the second position, bringing my arm around to the G string, and I grab hold of the A with 1 and thumb, then 3 and thumb, and 4-3, releasing the thumb. I move over to the D string, 3-2, because this is where I shift to the second position, 4-3. Shift again, 4-3, and I shift to the fourth position, 4-3, 1 and thumb, so my next structure is going to be a 3-2 in the first position, and then 4 thumb. 1 and thumb, I bring my arm around to the A string, up a half step, 1 and thumb here, in the new position, then 3 thumb, and then 4-3. 2-1, 4-3, 2-1, 2 thumb, 4-3, and I bring my arm around, I lay my first finger over the lower 2 strings. 3 and thumb, bring my arm over to the A string, 2-1, 4-3, 4 thumb, 3-2, 3-2 again, and I bring my arm around, 4 thumb, 4-3, and then I drag my third finger across and grab hold of 3 and thumb. I shift up to what I call the raised third position, 3 and thumb, 2-1, 2-1, and then 4-3. So 2 finger structures in a row. 2 thumb, 2-1, and another finger structure, 4-3. Sorry. 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4 thumb, X2-1, 4 thumb, X2-1. I bring my arm over to the A string and grab hold of the C with 2 and thumb. 1 thumb, 4 thumb, 3-2. 2 and thumb, 4 thumb, 3-2. Shift up to the third position on the G string, 1 and thumb, and then 4-3 extended on D. 2-1, 2 thumb, sorry, 1 thumb, 3-2 after the shift. Second position, 4-3, 3-2 after the shift. 4 thumb, 3-2, 4-3, and then I shift up a whole step here to play this on the D string to avoid that 1 open A. And now, 4 thumb, 1 thumb, 3 thumb, 4 thumb, 1 thumb, 3 thumb, 4 thumb, fourth position, 1 thumb. I like 3-1 here. And 1 thumb, 3 thumb, 4 thumb, fifth position, 1 thumb, 2 thumb. I like 3 1 here. 1, 2 1, 1 thumb, 2 1, 1 thumb, 3 1, 1 thumb, 3 1. Third position. 1 thumb, 3 1, 1 thumb, 3 1. First position. 4 thumb, 3 thumb, 4 thumb. Again, I shift to the second position to avoid that open A string. And now all of these structures are thumb and finger. All right, 4 and thumb, and then 3 2 on the D string. Open, 3 thumb. Now 4 3, 4 is on the A string, 3 is on the D string. 3 thumb. 4 3 again, 1 thumb. 4 3 on the A string alone. But your first finger is well established here, so now 4 1, 4 3, 4 3, and shift to the fifth position. 1 thumb, 2 thumb, open D,